take a gentle moment to settle in wherever you are. Allow your body to soften and let your shoulders drop just a little lower. Begin to notice your breath, slow, steady, and calm. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Again, inhale gently and exhale, releasing the day. As you continue breathing, imagine any negative thoughts you've carried today beginning to loosen, like leaves drifting away on a quiet stream. There's nothing you need to hold on to right now. No worries, no stress. Just let them pass by, one by one. Now, gently invite in something lighter, a calm, positive feeling. It might be a small moment of gratitude, a peaceful memory, or simply the comfort of being here, safe and at rest. With each breath in, allow that positive feeling to grow just a little stronger. And with each breath out, release anything that no longer serves you. You are creating space for calm, for clarity, for rest. And as your mind becomes quieter, your body follows, easing slowly, naturally into a peaceful state, ready for a deep and peaceful night's sleep. In the early 1800s, long before modern computers, before the quiet glow of screens and the constant flow of digital information, there lived a woman whose ideas would quietly shape the future. Her name was Ada Lovelace. She was born on December 10th, 1815, in London, England. Her full name was Augusta Ada Byron. She was the only legitimate child of the poet Lord Byron, a man famous for his powerful and emotional writing. Ada's life would follow a very different path from her famous father. Shortly after her birth, her parents separated. Her mother, Lady Anne Isabella Milbank, was determined that Ada would not grow up like her father. She encouraged discipline, logic, and a deep focus on mathematics. It was an unusual education, especially for a young girl in the early 19th century. At that time, women were rarely encouraged to study advanced subjects, mathematics, science, engineering. These fields were largely closed to them. Ada's mother insisted that she pursue these subjects. So, Ada studied carefully, thoroughly, and with growing fascination. As a child, Ada showed signs of a vivid imagination. She loved machines and often thought about how things worked. At one point, she became fascinated with the idea of flying. She studied the anatomy of birds, sketched designs, and imagined mechanical wings. She even wrote a book called Flyology. It was an early glimpse of the way her mind worked, a blend of creativity and structure, imagination guided by logic. As she grew older, Ada's studies became more advanced. She was tutored by some of the leading thinkers of her time, including the mathematician Augustus de Morgan. Under his guidance, she explored algebra, calculus, and complex mathematical theories. But it was in 1833, at the age of 17, that Ada encountered something that would change the direction of her life. She met Charles Babbage. Babbage was an inventor, a visionary. He had designed a machine called the difference engine, a mechanical device intended to perform calculations automatically. When Ada first saw a demonstration, she was captivated. She didn't just see gears and metal parts. She saw potential. She saw a new kind of thinking. Babbage later began working on an even more ambitious design, the analytical engine. This machine, unlike the difference engine, was not limited to a single task. It was designed to be programmable. It would use punched cards, similar to those used in weaving looms. Instructions could be fed into the machine, guiding it step by step, allowing it to perform different kinds of calculations. In many ways, it was the first concept of a general-purpose computer. Though it was never fully built, the idea itself was revolutionary. Ada became deeply interested in this machine. She began working with Babbage, studying his designs, asking questions, and thinking beyond them. In 1842, an Italian engineer named Luigi Menabrea wrote a paper describing the analytical engine. Ada was asked to translate it. From French into English, she did much more than translate. She added her own notes, extensive notes, so detailed that they became longer than the original paper itself. In these notes, Ada explored the machine's potential. She explained how it could be used, how it might operate, and most importantly, what it could become. Within these writings, she described a method for using the analytical engine to calculate a sequence of numbers known as Bernoulli numbers. This method, step by step, structured and precise, is now recognized as the first published computer program. It was not written for a machine that existed, but the idea was clear: instructions given in sequence to guide a machine. Ada understood something that others did not. She realized that the analytical engine was not limited to numbers alone. She wrote that the machine could weave algebraic patterns, just as a loom weaves flowers and leaves. It was a remarkable insight, because it suggested that numbers could represent more than quantities. They could represent symbols, music, images. This idea that a machine could manipulate symbols is at the very heart of modern computing. Ada imagined that one day machines might compose music, create art, or assist in scientific discovery. These ideas were far ahead of her time, so far ahead that many people could not fully understand them. Despite her brilliance, Ada faced challenges. Her health was often fragile. She experienced periods of illness, and like many thinkers of her time, she worked without the recognition that would come much later. In 1835, she married William King, who later became the Earl of Lovelace. From that point on, she became known as Ada Lovelace. Ada had 3 children. She balanced her personal life with her intellectual pursuits, continuing to study, to correspond, and to think deeply about mathematics and machines. Her collaboration with Babbage remained one of the most important parts of her life, though their work was not widely appreciated at the time. Ada Lovelace passed away in 1852 at the age of 36, the same age at which her father had died. For many years, her work remained relatively unknown. The analytical engine was never completed, and the world moved on. But over time, as computing began to develop, people rediscovered her notes and recognized their significance. They saw that Ada had described the essential idea of programming long before modern computers existed. Today, she is often called the world's first computer programmer. Her legacy lives on, not just in machines, but in ideas, in the understanding that imagination and logic can work together. In fact, a programming language developed in the 20th century was named Ada, in her honor. Her story is a quiet reminder that some ideas begin as small sparks, barely noticed. And yet, given time, they grow, they spread, they shape the world. Ada Lovelace did not see the computers of today. She did not hear the hum of processors or see lines of code running across a screen. But she imagined something close, a machine that could follow instructions, a system that could manipulate symbols, a tool for exploring ideas. And in that imagination, she left behind something lasting, a vision, quiet, powerful, and far-reaching. Her life was brief, but her thoughts continue to move forward. They are carried through time, in every calculation, in every program, in every digital creation. And so her story remains, not loud, not hurried, but steady, a calm thread woven into the fabric of the modern world. A story of curiosity, of persistence, and of seeing possibilities long before they fully exist. And even now, her ideas continue to unfold, quietly shaping the future. And as her story gently fades, it leaves behind a simple thought that even the smallest spark of wonder can light the way forward, continuing on softly, endlessly. As you remain here, calm and at ease, allow this gentle sense of peace to stay with you. Notice your breath again, slow, soft, and steady. With each inhale, invite in quiet, positive thoughts, simple, comforting, and light. And with each exhale, let go, even more deeply, of anything that feels heavy or unnecessary. Your mind is beginning to settle like still water. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Just rest in this moment. Feel your body growing heavier, more relaxed. With every breath, your muscles soften, your jaw unclenches, your forehead smooths. And as positive thoughts gently drift through your mind, they begin to slow, becoming quieter, softer, like distant echoes fading into silence. You are safe, you are calm, you are ready for rest. Allow yourself to drift slowly, gently, into a deep, peaceful, and restorative sleep.